The holidays are here, and that means someone brought me a carton of eggnog. You know, that stuff that's just super thick and way too sweet? Instead of that, I'm making my real homemade eggnog. Rich and creamy, but not too heavy, and it's easier than you think. Hi everyone, welcome to today's episode of Let's Celebrate TV. I'm your host, Peter Lee. On this channel, we teach you all about celebrating. We share recipes for food, hors d'oeuvres, cocktails, and we share entertaining tips too. Now we try and keep it all as simple as possible, especially for those of you out there who say that you just can't cook or entertain, because we know that you really can. So if you like this episode, hit that subscribe button, hit the like button, and hit that notification bell, and you'll get a new episode every single week. Today, our celebration is all about eggnog. That's right, we are making real homemade eggnog. So let's get started. Now, a lot of people don't like eggnog, and that's probably because they've only ever had store-bought, which is thick, sometimes way too sweet, and people say it's like drinking an egg milkshake. But my recipe is very easy. This is real eggnog. So it's creamy, but it's not as heavy as store-bought. Now, eggnog, you're thinking we're going to start with eggs. Actually, we're going to start with milk. I have 3 cups, 700 mils about, of whole milk. Please use whole milk. And pour it right in my pan. To that, I'm going to add just a 1/4 teaspoon of salt. That's going to bring all the sweetness together, balance everything out. I'm going to put this on medium-high heat, and we're just going to bring this to a simmer. Give it a little stir to mix up that salt. All right, now the eggs. I have in my bowl 6 egg yolks. So all I did to separate them was, with my impeccably clean hands, I cracked the egg open, poured the yolk and white into my hand, and just passed it back and forth until the white dripped off and I had just the yolk. Now, there's lots of gadgets out there that will do it for you. Some people use the eggshell. This is my preferred method. Do what you do. So to my eggs, we're going to add some heavy cream because it's the holidays, right? We need heavy cream. 3/4 of a cup, or 180 mils, right in our bowl. Look how luscious that looks already. To that, 6 tablespoons of sugar, right in. And we're just going to give it a whisk until they combine. You just want to break up those yolks, whisk it together. Now you see already it's gotten pale and a little fluffy from that heavy cream. And that's it. That's all you have to do. Now let's check our milk. It's getting there. Simmering is just before boiling. You will get little bubbles around the edge of it, maybe a few bubbles in the center. Alrighty, our milk is nice and hot and steamy. I'm getting little bubbles around the edge. I've got some nice heat coming off of it. We're going to cut the heat. And now we need to add some to the egg mixture, but not all at once, or you're going to cook these eggs. With our whisk, whisking constantly to keep it moving, we're just going to add this a ladle at a time. This is called tempering, and it's bringing this egg mixture up to the same temperature as the milk. Maybe one more just to be safe. All right. Now, this egg mixture is going to go into the hot milk, and we're just going to whisk. Now I'm going to put the heat back on. On a medium heat, We're going to stir this constantly. We're going to heat this until it reaches 160 degrees Fahrenheit or 70 degrees Celsius. To check that, I've got my instant read thermometer. This will just take a few minutes. Alrighty, I think we're there. Let's check. Yep, 160. So let's turn off the heat. I need to put this in another bowl. I have a nice big bowl here, and I have a strainer. And that is just in case there's any little bit of egg that's solidified, we just want to pour it through. It's also going to help this start to cool down. So very carefully pour it in. All right. Now, to our eggnog, we're going to add some nutmeg and some cinnamon. 1/4 teaspoon of ground cinnamon right in. And the same amount of fresh nutmeg. This is what a whole fresh nutmeg looks like. I love it this way. They keep in your pantry for a long time, and it's so much better than the pre-ground. We're just going to grind away. About 1/4 teaspoon. This is more powerful than the store-bought pre-ground kind. All right. I'm going to give this a stir. Now, my favorite ingredient. This part is optional, but I love it. I'm adding in 1/2 cup, 120 mils of dark rum. You can add whiskey or brandy or bourbon, or you can leave it out altogether and drink it just like this. All right, here we go. This is ready to go into the fridge. I'm going to put some plastic wrap on it. I'm going to pop it in the fridge for 3 to 4 hours. Overnight would be better. And then we'll be ready to have some holiday eggnog. And here we are with our finished product. Now, this is a batch that I made last night, so it's been chilling and all those flavors have been combining. Look at that color. How beautiful is that? Now, I'm going to have a taste in a moment, but let's talk about serving. Most people will serve this in a rocks glass. You can serve this over ice if you want. Also, if you want it just a little bit richer, a little bit thicker, then take another 3/4 of a cup, 180 mils of heavy cream, whip it up to stiff peaks, and stir it in right before you serve it. I like it just like this, but I don't want a rocks glass. I'm feeling fancy. It's the holidays. How about this? Let's give this a taste. Beautiful. Now, I like to garnish this with just an extra little scraping of nutmeg right on the top. Some people also like to add a cinnamon stick, whatever you like. So let's taste it. Yeah, that's the holidays. It's rich, it's creamy, but it's not so cloyingly thick and heavy and sweet. It's delicious. And that hint of rum, there's just enough in there. A lot of people add too much booze and it blows you away. This is just enough. We will see you again on Tuesdays for our regular episodes and Fridays for our basic skills or cocktail episodes. So, in the meantime, I want you to make a batch of this eggnog and then watch some of these videos over here. Cheers!